I see you looking at your whiteboard. I know that you've got a bunch of tasks up there. Um, the one thing that I want to ask you is, have you guys as a team sat down and said, "This is my North Star"? You know, I keep talking about the charter and this charter. Not that you need to make some very detailed and big charter, but have you guys written down like our North Star is X?
I mean, probably we haven't necessarily written it down, but like the end goal has always been to be end up going live with the software. Um, so obviously everything is kind of directed by trying to get there.
So the software, but okay,
Maybe I'm
the software is
misunderstanding.
not your goal. The
Okay.
software is not your goal. Your goal is to have some tool that it sounds like that's going to help you manage all of your purchase orders, all of your stocks, be able to sell to folks, right? Am I getting that right?
Yeah. Oh, so I guess yeah, the North Star would probably be like spending less of our time fixing our systems and more of our time doing our actual jobs.
There you go. There you go. Okay.
uh,
So, what I want you to do is I want you to sit down with your team and I want you guys to come up with that statement. Whether it's that specific statement or some derivative of that, but I want you guys to come up with that because then as you're implementing the software, and this software likely has different components that you probably can add on. It likely has different ways that you can modify it for your environment. Everything that you do should be going back to that, right? You should be thinking about, okay, is this going to help us spend less time working on this software? Is this going to give us more time back, right? If that it truly is the goal, make sure that every single thing that you do is somehow pointing back to that in some manner. And if you find that there's a piece that you're doing and you're like, whoa, this is not really going to help us in that manner, then you can cut it off. It's dead weight. It's not there, right? So likely the solution has it in the 80%. It's going to be real easy for you to get. Did I tell you guys about Pareto's law, the 80-20 rule?
I don't
Maybe not.
remember. That could have been on the day that I missed. So if you had brought it up and it wasn't in the videos I reviewed.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay. So the 80-20 rule. The 80-20 rule looks like this. It's Pareto's law. If you remember, Pareto's this famous philosopher, and at the time, his deal was that 80% of the finances are controlled by 20% of the people, and we now know it's like 99-1 this time, right? But
Even
now, how
worse.
how does that relate to our work? Okay, it's like it'll take 20% of your effort to get 80% of the results. It'll take 80% of your effort to get the last 20%. I'll give you two examples. Think about anytime you see a huge building, a huge high rise go up. They put that thing up in months, right? It only takes like a month or two, and that whole thing is up. And then and so 80% of the work was done with 20% of the effort. And then it takes the last 80% of the effort with all of this labor to go in and do all the mechanical, the electrical, the plumbing, the fixtures, the finishes, all of that, right? 80% of the effort to the last 20%. The other example is think about when you write an email or when you drop a purchase order or anything like that. If it takes you 10 minutes to do, it took you 2 minutes to write it up, and then you spent the last 8 minutes kind of going over it and making slight tweaks and that, and you read it and you're like, oh, let me change here, and then okay, this is good, right? So that's kind of like that 80-20 rule. So just know that likely this software is going to solve 80% of your issues like that, and it's only going to take you 20% of your effort to uncover that. The rest of your effort is going to be spent trying to finish up the last 20% of how do we really dial this in. And the reason why I want you to remember that is because oftentimes as people we're like, you know what, we got enough of it, let's just drop it off. And it's human nature to sort of be like, oh, we got the 80%. Okay, I'm not gonna say you're giving up, but you're just kind of like, we've got other things to do, other priorities come on. Keep that in the forefront of your mind. Deliver that message to your team members, and you guys always remember, we got the 80%. We're now trying to get the last 20, and then what's our North Star? And let's make sure that all of our effort is being directed towards the North Star. And I think that's going to make for a very successful implementation for you guys.
That's really good to keep in mind. Thank you.
Absolutely, absolutely.